So today we'll be learning about like and unlike fractions. So let's get straight into it. When I have two fractions, like for example I have 1 upon 9, 1 upon 9 and 2 upon 9. So here the denominator is the same for both the fractions. Right, it's 9. So these are like fractions because the denominator is the same. Now, if I have more than two fractions, I have let's say I have 1 upon 9, 2 upon 9 and even 3 upon 9, then these are also like fractions because the denominator is same throughout for all three fractions. But let's say in another case I have 1 upon 9 and 1 upon 10. So what many people might think is that although the denominator is not the same, the numerator is the same. So these are like fractions. But no, that's not true. What we need to look at is at the denominator, which in this case is not the same. So these are unlike. These are unlike. What people also might think is that probably I have 2 upon 7, 3 upon 7 and 4 upon 6. Not 7, 4 upon 6. So what people might think is that okay, 6 is not same in the last fraction, but 7 is same over here. So these are like fractions. No, it's not true. 7 is not the same as 6 and vice versa. And what I need to consider is the whole group of fractions and not any two or any one. I need to consider the whole group, which in this case it's not same throughout the denominator. So these are unlike fractions. A popular misconception is that let's say I have 1 upon 3 and 2 upon 6. Now what people might think is that let's say I can divide 2 and 6 by the same common factor. So I can divide both by 2 and get 1 upon 3, and so 3 is the same for both the fractions, and they are equal, right? uh, so these are like fractions, but this is not true. This isn't true. These fractions are equivalent, the concept of which I have done in the previous video. You can check that out if you haven't. So let's say if I had another group of fractions, let's say I had 1 upon 10 and 1 upon 9. So what I could do over here is, although these are unlike, right? We did that in the previous part. Uh, so these are unlike, right? We all agree to that. But I can make these like. I can make these like by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator. I'm keeping them equivalent, but still I'm making them like 1 upon both are multiplied by 9, and even 1 upon 9 is multiplied by 10 this time. So what I get over here is 9 upon 90 and 10 upon 90. So I can say that now the denominator is the same. So these are like fractions. These are like fractions, but if you can't multiply them, right? You have to consider this. So if you can't multiply, you cannot divide. You cannot divide. If you can multiply both, I can make any unlike fractions like. But I can't do that because unlike fractions are separate group of fractions and you have to consider them. You can't manipulate them in any way. So I have to consider these two fractions. I cannot multiply or divide any of them. So 1 upon 3 and 2 upon 6 I have here. So here 3 is not equal to 6. These are the denominators. And so these are unlike fractions. And we are done.